September 1939. As German forces swept across Poland, a very different kind of battle was beginning in a quiet English country estate. Bletchley Park, an unassuming Victorian mansion, was about to become the most secret and important intelligence centre of World War II. Here, Britain's brightest minds would take on what seemed impossible, breaking the unbreakable German Enigma code. The challenge was staggering. The Enigma machine, used by all German military branches, could create 158 million possible settings. The Germans changed these settings daily, meaning codebreakers had to start from scratch every 24 hours. Most military experts considered the code unbreakable, but Britain's government code and cipher school had other ideas. The team assembled at Bletchley was unlike any military unit in history. Instead of soldiers, they were mathematicians, linguists, chess champions, and crossword puzzle experts. Among them was Alan Turing, a 27-year-old Cambridge mathematician whose theoretical work would revolutionize computing and secret warfare. His colleagues included brilliant minds like Gordon Welchman, Dilly Knox, and later, American cryptanalysts. The early days were frustrating. The codebreakers worked in drafty huts, struggling with limited resources and immense pressure. They knew that every day they failed to break, Enigma meant more Allied ships sunk in the Atlantic, more cities bombed, more lives lost. The weight of this responsibility drove them to work 18-hour days, surviving on coffee and determination. Their first major breakthrough came not from mathematics, but from human error. Polish cryptanalysts had provided crucial information about Enigma's wiring before the war. Then, in 1940, a German operator made a critical mistake. He sent the same message twice with minor changes, giving codebreakers the entry point they needed. This small error would eventually lead to cracking the entire system. Turing's key insight was realizing that all messages contained predictable elements, weather reports, standard military phrases, and especially the daily Heil Hitler at the end of transmissions. These cribs became the foundation for building what he called the bomb, an electromechanical device that could test Enigma settings at incredible speed. The first bombs were operational by March 1940. These massive machines, weighing over a ton each, whirred and clicked as they tested thousands of possible settings. When they found a match, operators would rush the decoded messages to intelligence analysts. The information began flowing. German U-boat positions, Luftwaffe bombing targets, Wehrmacht troop movements. But breaking Enigma was only half the battle. The intelligence, codenamed Ultra, had to be used without revealing to the Germans that their codes were compromised. This created constant tension between acting on vital information and protecting the source. Churchill himself maintained the bodyguard of lies. Elaborate deceptions to explain how the Allies seemed to know German plans in advance. The Battle of the Atlantic became the ultimate test of Bletchley's work. German U-boats were sinking hundreds of Allied ships, threatening to starve Britain into submission. Then in 1941, Bletchley broke the naval Enigma. Suddenly, convoys could be routed around U-boat wolf packs. The results were immediate and dramatic. Shipping losses dropped by 75% in 6 months. What few realized was that most of Bletchley's staff were women. Of the 12,000 people who worked there during the war, nearly 8,000 were women. Mathematicians, linguists, and Wrens, Women's Royal Naval Service, who operated the bombs. Their contributions remained largely unrecognized for decades, though they were essential to the operation's success. The work took a heavy psychological toll. Staff worked in complete isolation, unable to tell even their families what they did. They lived with the knowledge that a single mistake could compromise the entire operation and cost thousands of lives. The pressure was immense, but so was their dedication. By 1942, Bletchley had grown into a massive operation with dozens of huts and thousands of staff. They were breaking not just Enigma, but other German codes, including the sophisticated Lorenz cipher used by High Command. The intelligence flowing from Bletchley was giving Allied commanders something unprecedented: the ability to read German minds. But the Germans weren't standing still. They regularly upgraded Enigma, adding more rotors and complicating the settings. In 1942, they introduced a 4-rotor naval Enigma that blacked out Bletchley's intelligence for 9 critical months. The Codebreakers faced their greatest challenge yet, knowing that every day of silence meant more ships and lives lost. The stage was set for an even greater cryptographic battle that would push Turing and his team to their limits and determine the outcome of the entire war. The blackout of naval Enigma intelligence in 1942 created a crisis that threatened to reverse all of Bletchley's previous successes. German U-boats, now protected by the new 4-rotor Enigma, were sinking Allied ships at an alarming rate. The Battle of the Atlantic hung in the balance, and with it, Britain's ability to continue fighting the war. Turing and his team worked frantically to break the new naval cipher. The challenge was immense. The 4-rotor Enigma increased the possible settings exponentially. Their existing bombs were useless against this new system. For 9 long months, the Atlantic convoys sailed blind, while Bletchley's best minds struggled to find a solution. The breakthrough came from an unexpected combination of mathematical genius and captured material. In October 1942, British commandos captured a German U-boat, U-559, off the coast of Egypt. As the submarine sank, 2 Royal Navy sailors swam back inside to retrieve vital codebooks, sacrificing their lives in the process. These documents provided the key that finally unlocked the new naval Enigma. The impact was immediate and dramatic. Within days, Bletchley was reading German naval communications again. Convoy routes were adjusted, U-boat positions known, and the tide began turning in the Atlantic. The intelligence was so valuable that Churchill himself received daily ultra-summaries, often reading decrypted German messages before Hitler's own commanders saw them. But Bletchley's work extended far beyond the Atlantic. The intelligence helped secure Allied victories in North Africa by revealing Rommel's supply routes and battle plans. Before D-Day, Ultra provided crucial information about German defenses in Normandy, including the location of panzer divisions and the strength of coastal fortifications. The Germans never suspected their most secret communications were being read daily. One of Bletchley's most remarkable achievements was breaking the Lorenz cipher, used for high-level communications between Hitler and his generals. This was even more complex than Enigma, with 12 rotors creating virtually infinite combinations. To tackle it, the team built Colossus, the world's first programmable electronic computer. This revolutionary machine reduced decryption time from weeks to hours and marked the birth of the digital age. The human cost of maintaining ultra-secrecy was enormous. When Churchill learned through decrypted messages that Coventry would be bombed, he faced an impossible choice: evacuate the city and reveal that Enigma was broken, or maintain silence and accept civilian casualties. He chose the latter, a decision that haunted him for the rest of his life. Similar dilemmas occurred throughout the war. By 1944, Bletchley Park had grown to over 9,000 staff, working round the clock in 3 shifts. The operation had become so efficient that they were often reading German messages before the intended recipients could decode them. The intelligence shaped nearly every major Allied decision in the European theatre. Though few commanders knew the true source of their remarkable battlefield awareness, the end of the war brought new challenges. Churchill ordered the complete destruction of all Bommy and Colossus machines, and staff were sworn to lifelong secrecy. For 30 years, the story of Bletchley Park remained hidden, its contributions unknown to the public. Many veterans took their secrets to the grave, their incredible achievements unrecognized. The legacy of Bletchley Park is almost incalculable. Historians estimate that ultra-intelligence shortened the war by 2 to 4 years, saving millions of lives. The work done there laid the foundation for modern computing, with Turing's theoretical work directly leading to the development of computers. The techniques developed for analyzing encrypted messages became the basis for modern cybersecurity. Yet perhaps the most important lesson from Bletchley is about the power of diverse minds working together. The team included mathematicians, linguists, classicists, chess champions, and even crossword puzzle enthusiasts. Their different perspectives and approaches created solutions that no single discipline could have achieved alone. Today, Bletchley Park stands as a museum, its secrets finally revealed. The story serves as a powerful reminder that sometimes the most important battles are fought not with weapons, but with intellect, innovation, and unwavering determination in the face of impossible odds. What do you think was the most remarkable aspect of the Bletchley Park story? The technological innovation, the human sacrifice, or the strategic impact? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you're fascinated by these untold stories of WWII innovation, you won't want to miss our next video about Rommel's lost gold in the North African desert.